after this 50 right here, it's like unusual. So I would have taken Diesel's position. The rule that
Okay.
I have in my head is take the position of the man that just left. You know,
Okay.
it makes no sense for you to kind of like rotate out and go to the opposite side of the field when you're already here. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So like you don't really need to move that much. You kind of like back flip 50, you do all this crazy stuff. So now I'm just like, wait, what? So it's gonna be okay. So this is a little awkward, but this is okay. I want you to watch the beauty here. This is honestly something that I've been waiting to go over a little bit. That I kind of went over in some of these classroom sessions. So as you're here, right? The reason why I'm a big stickler that when you play here like
Mm-hmm.
this, so connecting our front post to our front post to their front post, right? That imaginary line that's here, it's probably more something like this, right? That would make more sense. You don't really want to cross this because
Mm-hmm.
you're waiting that just in case this clear comes in, that one A, your eco is better. Eco is in, you grab pads.
Yeah.
Two, your spacing is better. And three, when you go up for this, you're going to hit it nicer
Mm-hmm.
versus being square and then forcing a 50, right? It's like, would you rather take 50-50 and win no space, win zero, or free hit and win
Yeah.
space? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. So it's like take the free shit. Why not? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like to me, it makes no sense. So if you're gonna play this, you got to play either super far back, which is what Turbo does, or you got to play in a diagonal like this. Now I don't see that happening. I don't see you playing in the diagonal just because I'm cutting in early. So you got to kind of. I would have maybe backflipped once, or at least just kind of chilled here, wait to see how this play develops, and then as I go, I'm gonna force and then expect the bang. And then what's gonna happen is now you're gonna be here, and now you're already up for it. Or two, right? A more accurate demonstration, right, would be if you're on a sustained offense,
Mm-hmm.
as in first man rotates out, second man is on this. So let me put it on the draw board for you. This right here. This right here. So let's say it's this position. Because if you're pivoting like this, right, if the 50 is in the corner, right, but let's say it's a little bit less than that. It's like, why don't we want to cover and cross this? Well, because when we're here, the 50 could come out, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So it makes no sense to have a layer and to run that and leave this space open, right? When sometimes that third man on the sustained offense, that was the first man that just rotated out, he's going to be here. So then you
Mm-hmm.
just left the net open, and this guy now gets a free shot. It's like layer's dead. Okay, well can't run a layer. Okay, so we got to do something else. Well, third man on a transition to offense is going to be here. Arctics, you've heard me say this a million fucking times. I'm so tired of honestly repeating myself at this point. Um, you're going to have something like this. So this guy's going to be able to scrap it, or he's going to land a dead 50 against this guy, which then in that case that dead 50 gets picked up by this guy who read the fact that it's a dead 50, and now he gets a 1v1 against two recovering players. And now
Mm-hmm.
you're in no man's land, so what does he do? He's probably going to drop it mid. It's going to be really awkward. For no reason. Makes no sense. Okay? Or we do this. Right? Or you chill here because you're looking to hit it forward. And you're kind of playing for the 50, but like sometimes it could be like he's here. So
Mm-hmm.
then what? He's got the ball on the wall, so his car, just imagine it like 90 degrees, like flipped. He's going to hit it like out this way. You know what I mean? So it's like you want to be there
Yeah.
to receive it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because he could very well like be something like this, and shovel it. If you got the ball here, I'm gonna be like, I don't know how to rotate my camera, but I'm gonna be 90
Mm-hmm.
degrees, landing on this wall, and then look to be under it and hit it this way. And it's like, okay, well now what we're doing is this. Now you're like playing defense in a way, and you get to
Mm-hmm.
assume a posture where now he goes in, and you get to arc it like that, and you get to hit it over him, and then the goal is to try and land a 50 on this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So you're basically just taking possession with this ball on the clear to then try to beat your man in the rotation. And then
Yeah.
there's the art. This is high-level Rocket League. This is how it's supposed to be. But what happens is what we deal with is, the layer, this guy's out of position, and that's open. I've made a million different YouTube videos on this. I mean, I could fucking come up with a replay right now. Let me pull it up. Look right here. Layer, first man went. Second man is diving. Sustained offense, right? So look, Cart's gonna rotate out, right? Cart. That was Cart who just went. Now I land this. Clear comes in. Second man was pretty much in that front post position. He pushed out. I wouldn't recommend that. Don't do that.
For first,
But that guy dives. Look at where Cart is.
way out of
Look at his name.
Yeah.
position, you
Look.
should have been fucking dusted there. Jesus Christ.
See that? Open that. Okay, can't run a layer. Dead. Okay. So this is the only viable means for you to actually run the offense. And this is why I'm such a big stickler in getting you on the board with this, and why I'm like so afraid of you kind of getting sucked in a little bit. Because then you trade that. And now what are you doing? Well, now you're turning and facing and then going. And then you're landing a 50 against this guy, which you shouldn't. You should be fucking hitting it forward and then landing a 50 here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like fucking, I don't know, it's like letting the Genji get a free nano ult, you know, in your back line. You're like, wait a minute. I don't know what the equivalent is. I don't know. You're letting them like get so much
Yeah,
space.
I know what you mean.
What's up?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, you know. So, you know, playing off this is really important because then in the off chance that they lose, then you can play a kind of a shadow. Not with your back to the ball. You're still going to be in the half turn, right? Not the spook Luke, you know, over rotate and then shadow and then fucking force a 50, right? He's never played at a high level. Try that shit against any of the high level players. You're going to get fucking destroyed. Okay, so this is why he coaches Platts, all right? And even then, he's just giving Platts bad advice. You know, you need to play here to do that. And this is what's going to make or break the offense because when you're on that sustained offense and your last back, you know, you're not going to have this release here. He's going to be forward here, rotating back. So hitting it forward here and being wide as you are is really important too because the more the run-up you get, the better first, the space that, one, you can use this guy when he lands as a target player, or two, you can decide that you want to switch it across the field and hit it to him, and then maybe we link up and do something like that.
Yeah.
See what I mean? You see how important this is?
Yeah.
Right? This is so important that we get all of this together, right? That we fit in the pieces and everything, you know? And to get you on board with this, and look, it's not going to be perfect every time, but at least we can try to make the perfect spacing because on the, you know, when we could try to get it open that if you can have the option to be able to switch it, and he's calling for it, you know, it's like, yeah. You know, like why not?
Yeah.
You know, because this guy, it's gonna be rough for him to turn and face. Like it's gonna be rough defense. You know, so yeah. So that's why. So we're gonna you by doing this, right? You by doing this get to create an offense by allowing shot here, solo play, or that.
Yeah.
Okay, and now it's a fucking threat, dude. We got 3 on the board right now. You know what I mean? We're talking sniper. You're fucking ready to take your shot on whichever one, you know? And the defense has to have this going in. This guy has to have this. And then if you take the solo play, then he dives, and then this guy, you know, chills and, you know, pushing out a little bit and then doing that rotation there is fine. The reason why I'm a stickler right now on you not pushing out like this was because when this play happens and he goes for the solo, you need to be on that wall.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to do the donut then, you know, because like you're covering this passing lane. But if he goes for the solo, now you're not going to be in no man's land enough that you're going to be there to know that you're on the wall. And when he goes for the solo, when he dives, you're going to be able to receive it and then look for a 50.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now all bases are covered on defense. Everything is covered. There's not a single fucking thing that I missed right now. There's not a single. That is Rocket League in a nutshell. If I could somehow stick that in a fucking 20-minute YouTube session about how to create an offense, defense, yeah, I would do that. You know, but people more so want to rat. I reacted to World of Warcraft's Shadowlands, or not Shadowlands, their new expansion. I got 12,000 views, which was funny because I got like 100 subscribers. You know, but then all my other Rocket League content on YouTube is like 300, 400, which I know is mostly Arctics, probably looking back and forth on it, like half of it. You know, it's funny. Anyway, I'm just saying. I don't know why. It's like that information is so much more useful than me just, you know, oohing and awing at a really cool cinematic.